Hi, it's David Rowland. A few weeks ago I did a video on my breakfast and I've been getting a lot of nutrition questions, so I thought I'd go through my lunch for you, and I'm going to kind of quasi-prepare this right in front of you, so I hope I don't mess up the kitchen too much. I'm going to turn on the stovetop here and let me get a little bit of oil. I am going to weigh this oil out. I'm going to get a tablespoon of olive oil heating up here to get started. So let me just get that heating up while I talk to you. This all goes back to a Facebook post that I saw from someone else, and they were saying that they're on a diet and they're starving all the time. I tell you what, in normal conditions, I mean, I can think of a few exceptions, but if you're on a diet and you're starving, you're not doing something right. There is a problem. You should not be starving. You know, we need to really fuel our goals, and that's what I'm going to try to do here today. So this is pretty normal lunch for me, and it's kind of my leftover lunch. So I'm going to make it out of leftovers, and I'll show you what I do. We normally keep some carbohydrates in the refrigerator. I did just make this brown rice, so I'm going to take, and don't be afraid of carbs, I'm going to take a cup of brown rice, and I'm going to put it in this oil. This is my big meal, if you will. So this is a pretty big meal for me. You just drop that heat down a little bit. I do normally have 3 meals throughout the day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I do have 2 what I would call snacks. One would be a post-workout snack, and another one would be an evening snack. Again, I'm not a fancy cook. I have some good friends like Brittany who are always posting on Instagram all their wonderful meals, and that's not me. Love dinners with the family, but again, this is my leftover meal. So I'm warming up that oil and the brown rice, and Melissa made a pot roast the other day, so I figured out about 3 ounces of the leftover pot roast. I'm going to throw some other pot roast vegetables in here. I'm going to get all that cooking together. And I am going to have as a side some cauliflower that we just steamed, okay? Cauliflower and broccoli in particular are great for helping get rid of the belly fat. So those are good ones. We normally, like I said, we normally keep some carbohydrates cooked in the fridge. Kind of that's how we food prep, as well as different proteins in the fridge. We normally have some type of grilled chicken or some leftovers, some hamburgers, some bison burgers, some beef, you know, whatever type of protein you're into. I'm using about 3 ounces of protein in here. And like I said, I started heating that up with 1 tablespoon of oil. I get that heated up, and again, this is my big calorie meal. And by the way, these macros are for me, and I'd be happy to work with you to figure out your macros. And I'll go over all the details at the end of this video in terms of what the macros are. But these are right for me. This feels good for me. But I just really want you to see that, you know, if your goals are to, here, wait, let me add another, I'm going to add another tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil in here. And I do normally weigh out my olive oil, because if I don't think I get enough. So I'm going to throw that in there. So these macros are right for me, and again, like I said, I can help you figure out your macros for you. I'm more than happy to do so. But for most people, their goals are to lose fat and get leaner. The best way to get leaner is to burn more calories all day long, right? That makes sense. The best way to burn calories all day long is to put on a little bit of muscle. And that's why we need to fuel this way with this amount of food. Again, if you're eating too little calories, you're probably cannibalizing muscle, and therefore decreasing your metabolism every day. It's an ugly downward spiral. We don't want that to happen. Now you could also food prep this and put it in a little container and take it to work. It's really pretty easy. I'm guessing that's pretty heated up. Again, I don't do fancy. There's my cauliflower. You didn't see me drop that on the table. I do use some seasonings, as long as they're not sauces for this. I'm gonna throw some celery salt on here. And that's it, I'm good to go. Calories, 663 calories, about 30 grams of protein, 36 grams of fat, and 50 grams of carbs. Again, don't be afraid of the carbs. The fats are really important. And I'm gonna try to do a video sometime in the future of kind of like mistakes I've made. One of the mistakes that I made was not eating enough fat. Fat is so important, and it really kind of resets your metabolism and your hormonal levels. Very, very important. So make sure you don't forget and neglect the fat. Great meal. I don't know how anybody would ever say they're hungry on a diet, hate that word, on a diet if they're eating that much food. Anyway, have a great day. Any other questions, hit me up. Again, if you want me to go through your macros with you, just drop me a line. I'd be happy to do so. Have a great day.